Well, welcome to an update on the S13 project. And as you may be able to tell by my solemn look, that this is initially not the best episode ever, or the most joyous episode ever. So, as you may know, well, we did some posts on Facebook and bits and pieces, and the people that do follow us will know that I have this K24 engine. So this is no ordinary Honda K24. As you can see, there is a turbo bolted to the side of it. We need this for power, obviously. Power is everything. This one's actually a stock one, but I do have another one that we were fitting into the S13 with the idea of making the S13 more of a track-based vehicle rather than a drift car. Various reasons for this. One, the accessibility of drifting is not as it once was. The competition in the UK is not quite there like it once was. And there still are some fantastic ones, but not something that, you know, I was particularly enthralled about getting into. So we were going to turn this into a bit of a track car and have some fun with it in that manner. We got so far, you can see the K24 is in. We had a gearbox in. We had a sequential gearbox that was in there in the car, and we were starting to make a bit of progress in getting there. Now there was some issues though. When we were trying to align the engine, we just basically got it to fit as best we could. The front of this car has taken some damage. My driving style took its toll on this vehicle quite badly, which has obviously resulted in the front end being cut off and welded on numerous times. It's not particularly straight, and the arms would have to be quite different lengths. We took a lot of measurements on this, and it's, for a drift car, would be no problem at all whatsoever. But if you're trying to make a proper track car, and I try and do things the best I possibly can, it's going to be a real struggle to do it. There's other reasons as well with an S chassis. Obviously the McPherson strut, which is fantastic for drifting, not the absolute best for track use. The engine position is, I mean, even with the 4-cylinder, you can see with the top of the struts is still in the middle of the middle two cylinders, so the engine's quite far forward in it, which is not amazing for weight distribution and so on. And there's lots of other bits and pieces and reason why. I mean, it's a drift chassis, this really. It's been cut. I mean, there's no back end on it at all whatsoever. It doesn't exist. So there'd be an awful lot of work to go in to make this a track car, and I mean, it could be done, but my heart wasn't in it, making it a track car. So the decision had to be made that the S13 is going, and I have a buyer for it already. All of you will know him. Here's Julian Smith, and I'm sure he, in some way, shape or form, will put it to excellent use. Those guys can turn anything into anything. So this, a great base for a drift car, and I believe that is their intention somewhere down the line, somehow, some way, some form. So I have sold this and all of the parts, aside from the engine, to Julian from Garage D, which leaves me with no car at all yet. So we'll have to make that change. And here is my new project. The Honda S2000, a peculiar choice, some might think. Honda, renowned for their lawnmowers, excellent engines, and reliable Japanese engineering. That is essential because I'm very good at breaking things. So, there's so many cars that you could buy to have a track car. But most of them are quite boring. I've had BMWs. I I quite like BMWs, but not that much. Japanese cars are way more fun, much more rattly, much more tin can-like. And that's what I like about a car. I want to be able to feel it. So, what better car to feel the road in than a convertible, small sports car, sporty car. It's got 50-50 weight distribution. That's going for it. The engine is actually sat behind the strut top, so in theory it is mid-engined. It's not really, it's front engine. Theoretically it's mid-engined. And I reckon it might be quite a fun base of a car to do some track timing. So that's why I got this. Of course, I'm not going to keep this S2000 standard, but also what I'm not going to do is rush to build the car in 15 days before a show like every other YouTube channel does in the entire world, because you just get a car that looks quite good but no one actually knows whether it's shit or not, and they're probably always shit, but we'll never know because the internet never tells. So what I am going to do though is build this car into whatever my imagination holds, and that changes quite often, so there could be a few different renditions of this car as I go along. But I'm not going to do everything straight away. So first of all, we're going to sort out some things that are inherently not top of the, they're not the best thing about the S2000. There are a few little issues it has on track, like fuel surge, the handling. This is an AP2. This is a 2007 model car. It's not an AP2. It is an AP1 facelift, because we didn't get an AP2 in the UK, that only came in Japan with the F22C. This has an F20C, but it does have some of the AP2 components on it, suspension wise, anti-roll bars and bits and pieces like that. Some of those, there's a lot of arguments as to which car handles better on the internet, more different preference to bits and pieces. To be honest with you, it doesn't really matter, because all of the suspension is going to come off and be replaced. All of the anti-roll bars are going to be replaced, all of the brakes are going to be replaced, and we're going to build a car that handles correctly before we start going into the exciting stuff.
Turbo.
And adding turbos. Because obviously we're not going to not add a turbo to it, are we? That would just be ridiculous. So we are going to do that, along with an interesting choice for gearbox. Well, it's not really, it's quite common nowadays. I say common, but it's quite commonly at least thought about. There's quite a few people who have done it, but put an automatic gearbox in it, an 8 HP gearbox. This is the plan so far. Plans do change, by the way. But this is the plan. So turbocharge it. I'm not sure whether we're going to use this engine, or I do actually have the K24 from the S13 and a forged K24 as well that was destined for the S13. That is a possibility for that going in here. There's a possibility that that might go in here at some point. But yeah, I'm just going to, I think the main thing I really want to do is just have fun modifying cars again, not building an entire car from scratch and, you know, getting lost halfway down, getting irritated because something doesn't work and you've got to do a huge amount of stuff. So I want to do it bit by bit and enjoy modifying the car, and hopefully enjoy driving the car. I have driven it, obviously, because it's here, but it's quite fun for a 240 horsepower sports car. Got a little bit less horsepower than I'm used to, but still quite a fun car. So give it a bit of power and I reckon it'd be great fun. So not the most exciting video, well, kind of is, because it revealed a new car, but then nothing actually happened in the video. In the next video, I'll show you either fitting something or driving the car in anger, I promise. I'm just measuring up for the coilovers. I was just checking the bolt pattern on the top of the coilovers there. Nothing to do with turbochargers. Saw nothing.